How's it going? COCarDude here with another video. Today I'm going to tell you 5 free things you can do to your car to make it a better drift car. The first mod to make your car a better drift car seems pretty simple, but a lot of people overlook it. Simply raising your tire pressure to 50, 55, 60, to even 80 psi will really help you keep the tires spinning, especially if you have a V6, automatic, something that just doesn't make a lot of power. Raising the tire pressure can really help you out, especially if you're running wide tires. Obviously it'll make the car spin out more easily. So you got to be aware of that. There is a sweet spot, and each tire drives differently, each car drives differently, and each driver prefers different things. So it's something to keep in mind, but usually I like to start off with my tires around 50 psi and just make sure that they'll spin nice and easy and kind of light up just the way I want. The second thing is also pretty simple, but is also overlooked, and that's simply removing weight. Get as much junk out of your car as you can. Get the rear seat out of it. Get your spare tire out of it. Get that big subwoofer in the trunk out of it. Get your girlfriend's clothes out of it. Get whatever other crap you have in there that doesn't need to be in there. Get rid of all that junk. Lighten your car up. Make it so that it performs better at the track by doing simple things like that. They're easy to overlook, but you can spend thousands of dollars on stuff, or you can do simple things like reducing weight. If you really want to get crazy, removing the sound deadening and stuff like that can also help. But really doing simple things that you can bolt back in later are honestly the way to go. The third thing, it's not really a performance mod, but it is something that is more beneficial for you when you're trying to drift, is to remove the ABS and remove the airbag fuses. ABS fuse, obviously, you don't want your ABS working because it's going to kind of interfere with your ability to drift. If you're left foot braking, things like that, ABS just gets wonky, and especially on these older cars, it's not real great anyway. So it just kind of makes it more difficult. So you want to pull those fuses, get it simple, get it driving simple, and figure out what the heck your car does. Obviously, removing the airbag fuse is pretty self-explanatory. You don't want to be blowing the airbags when you hit the curb at 15 miles an hour, or someone taps your door or whatever it is. Sometimes they go off fairly easily, so it's nice just to pull the fuse and know that you don't have to mess with it. And then you can always slap it back in there later when you go out, take it back on the street. Remember to disconnect the battery though when you're doing that, so you don't have any issues. As I have an NRG hub and Momo steering wheel and stuff like that, obviously I deleted my airbags and stuff quite a while ago, so that's not even an issue for me. But this is also more of a primarily track car, so I don't really drive it on the street. I mean, I don't drive it on the street. Yeah, so anyways, the next 2 mods are kind of more Mustang specific as far as making your car a better drift car. As you know, if you have a Mustang, the factory steering angle is absolutely terrible. There's trucks that turn around easier than these things, so it is a limiting factor, obviously, on a drift car. From the factory, though, they're fairly limited, but they have more potential. Because they run such wide tires, they didn't obviously want the tires rubbing the fender well liners, so they put in the rack limiters. Well, the steering rack limiters are easily removable with the flathead screwdriver. You just pop them off, and then boom, you're done. You get automatic more inch of angle. Just pull back the boot and pop them off. If you really want to get crazy with it, which is the 5th thing, you can cut the inner tie rods, shave them down. There's about 1 inch of material you can take off there, and that'll give you even more steering angle, as that'll allow the tie rods to go further into the rack. So it's kind of a trick mod. It's free. Just don't introduce too much heat to that when you're cutting it, so preferably do it with a handsaw if possible. The rack limiters and the cutting the inner tie rods are 2 Mustang specific mods, but the raising the tire pressures, reducing weight, and pulling the airbag and ABS fuses will benefit any rear-wheel drive car that you want to take drifting. So I hope these were some tips that helped you out. They may not, but if so, I'm sorry you wasted your time, but hopefully there's something beneficial for you in this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you like these kind of videos or if you don't. I want to thank driveability.com for providing parts for this car, dual caliper brackets, angle kits. They have all sorts of stuff for Mustangs. So if you're looking for Mustang parts for your drift car and you want to make it a drift car, driveability.com. I also want to thank John Duncan and Steve Mass and the whole FMC Drift crew for their support. And thanks for watching.